Hey everyone, welcome back to Audio Geeks in San Antonio, Texas. Today I'm comparing two high-design premium audio systems, the new CANVAS HiFi and the iconic Bang Olufsen Harmony. First, a couple qualifiers. This is a comparative review based on my own experience. We'll be covering setup, connectivity, ease of use, of course audio performance, and finally overall value. Audio Geeks is a CANVAS reseller, though we are not an authorized Bang & Olufsen dealer. All the images of the Harmony you'll see in this review are of the unit we have in our store. We receive a lot of questions about how the two systems compare to each other, which is why we wanted to do this review. A friend of Audio Geeks has kindly lent us a full Harmony system, including the 65-inch LG Gallery Edition TV that Bang & Olufsen packages with the Harmony speaker system. The CANVAS does not ship with a TV. It is compatible with most any television on the market today. At Audio Geeks, we have the CANVAS HiFi speaker paired with a Samsung 65-inch QLED display. For this review, we're comparing both systems in floor-mounted orientation, though either one of them may be wall-mounted. As floor-standing systems, no other furniture is required, which alleviates that entire decision process. We're also comparing the systems as standalone versus part of a larger multi-room or multi-channel integration. So let's get to the review. All right, let's start with assembly and setup. The CANVAS system assembly involves attaching the metal floor stand, which when turned around is the wall mount, two small feet attached to the bottom of the speaker, leaning the whole system back a bit, providing stability. A second bracket then attaches to the top of the CANVAS speaker for mounting the TV. All hardware is included, and CANVAS provides excellent support videos at their website to guide with assembly. It's really quite easy, though it can take a little patience and some minor adjustments to get it just right. You don't need to be a professional installer either. One person can do the job, but a second pair of hands is a good idea, especially with large TVs. CANVAS is a true all-in-one. No external amp, no speaker wires, no installer needed. It's plug and play and integrates with any ARC or eARC capable TV. Only two cables, the HDMI and the power cord. Download the CANVAS HiFi app to an iPhone or an Android, and within the app are the steps to connect CANVAS to Wi-Fi. Alternatively, CANVAS can be connected via a wired Ethernet connection. We connected CANVAS to a Ubiquiti network via Wi-Fi, which has a 2.4/5.0 GHz access point. Wi-Fi connection was quick and easy. Again, CANVAS offers fabulous how-to videos on their website, but really, it's intuitive. As with any network device, give a quick check for any updates. The B&O Harmony ships mostly assembled other than attaching the TV. It is really heavy, and B&O is adamant about two people to lift it out of the package. Trust me, they're not kidding. I managed to do it myself, but in all honesty, it probably wasn't the smartest thing I did that day. Attaching the LG TV to the Harmony honestly could not be any easier. Attach the bracket to the back of the TV and then hang it on the speaker. Connect the cables from the Harmony to the TV and plug it in. But this is where the simplicity ends. I found B&O documentation to be lacking, and thank goodness for YouTube and ChatGPT, which were a great help. Getting the Harmony connected and dialed in is somewhat complex. It's built around the LG Gallery Edition TV and often requires a professional installer to get it looking and working just right. To begin, we downloaded the B&O app from the LG Content Store. This is specific to connecting the Harmony to the LG TV and is in addition to the B&O app you'll need to download to an iPad or your mobile phone. The Harmony then connects to the LG LAN port as well as the HDMI ARC port. The Harmony has a 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi module and is very picky about network connection. We added a 2.4 gig only SSID to our network specific to the Harmony. Once connected to this SSID, the Harmony was almost good to go. Lastly, we ran a firmware update. I 100% recommend a hardwire Ethernet connection for this software update. It's not awful, but there are a number of extra steps that might be confusing if one is not comfortable with network configuration. Let's talk about connectivity and control. The CANVAS HiFi speaker supports HDMI eARC, AirPlay 2, Chromecast, Spotify Connect, Tidal Connect, all built in. It works with your existing TV remote control for volume and input switching. The user experience is very straightforward. Qobuz Connect is going to be released with a future firmware update in the very near future. The Harmony works through the LG WebOS interface, and while the B&O LG app offers some custom control, it's not the most modern feeling experience. The B&O ships with a remote control, a very nice one at that, but as a standalone system, the TV remote is really all that you need. Of course, Harmony includes AirPlay 2, Chromecast, Spotify Connect, Tidal Connect, Deezer, and other streaming services. The last setup action is room correction, which the Bang Olufsen Harmony simply does not offer. The CANVAS HiFi offers room correction from within the CANVAS HiFi app. If you're using an iPhone, the microphone in the phone may be used for room correction. Room correction is not available in the Android app due to inconsistency of microphone quality in various Android devices. However, CANVAS offers their own Zen microphone, which they claim offers a higher level of room correction. For our purposes, we used an iPhone and that worked out just fine. Alongside the very effective room correction, the CANVAS HiFi system integrates Bach 3D technology, which is profoundly amazing. A visit to the Bach website is well worth the time to learn some more. In the CANVAS system, it simply changes what one expects from a single soundbar styled powered speaker. More on this when we discuss the performance of the two systems. Now let's talk about actual audio performance. These are both solid performers, as should be expected at this level. They both deliver well for TV and movies, and their performance for music playback is equally as impressive. There are, however, substantial differences between the two systems. The Bang & Olufsen Harmony is a 3.1 channel system with Dolby processing. When you're watching TV, the speaker wings open wide, placing the left and right drivers far apart with the center speaker right beneath the screen. It creates a strong front soundstage with solid center channel location for both video and music. The integrated subwoofer provides a balanced level of low-end performance, though I felt too often the subwoofer struggles, and as a result, the low end seems somewhat contrived, especially with modern recordings. Yes, it's low bass, but not nearly as effortless or impactful as it should be, especially at this price point. Interestingly, by default, when you switch to AirPlay or any source other than TV, the speakers close up and the TV descends. The left and right drivers are now very close to each other and the center speaker moves close to the floor. If you want to listen to music, say with AirPlay, while the TV image stays on, for example watching sports casually with music in the background, the system closes up and the TV is now blocked by the speakers. There's a workaround. Deep in the B&O app, there are settings to leave the speakers always open and the TV elevated, or this can be customized by source. This makes it more usable, but rather defeats the cool factor of the folding wings. And honestly, over time, I think that folding and unfolding could get a bit tedious, and it's not very quick. It's cool to watch at first, but over time, I'm not so sure. For our evaluation, we set the speakers to always stay in the open position. This makes the system more usable. But again, it kind of defeats the cool factor of the folding wings. Listening to the Bang & Olufsen Harmony, I found the audio experience for TV content as well as music to be very enjoyable. Well balanced, a nice soundstage which extends slightly beyond the size of the speaker. And with the exception of content that has really deep bass, the system as a whole is well balanced and a pleasure to listen to. I just found that low frequencies struggle a bit on occasion. And while Harmony does not offer room correction, there are tone controls within the app to tailor the sound to your room and your ear. The CANVAS HiFi system takes a different approach. It's a pure 2-channel setup. No Dolby decoding, so you'll need to set your TV or Apple TV to PCM audio. CANVAS is not pretending to be a surround sound system from a single enclosure. Rather, the CANVAS HiFi speaker employs Bach 3D combined with room correction. This really is a game changer. The Bach 3D spatial filter creates a massive soundstage, not just wide left to right, but with a genuine sense of height and front to back depth. The result? Dialogue is natural, intelligible, and properly located. Instruments have air around them, and movies feel immersive, even without surround speakers. Close your eyes and you have no idea you're listening to a soundbar type of speaker. It is that good and creates a more life-size, really 3D presentation. Tonally, the CANVAS system is exceptionally well balanced. Equipped with SB acoustics drivers, the CANVAS HiFi speaker delivers very solid low-end performance, down to a claimed 30 Hz. While we did not measure this, I can attest that it plays very deep, with no struggle whatsoever. There are base level controls in the CANVAS app so that you can tailor it to your taste. For TV audio, the low end is impactful and delivers what is probably as much of the home theater audio experience as most people will ever need, without an audio-video receiver, without a room full of speakers, and without a mile of cables. For two-channel music, well, that's where the wow experience comes with CANVAS. Across musical genres from generations of recordings, whether high-res or not, CANVAS presents a stage. We hear terms like imaging, stereo image, and soundstage that all allude to recreating a life-size and lifelike reproduction of the artist, as if they are in the room with us. CANVAS does this in a big way. For example, when listening to the intro bit of Sympathy for the Devil by the Rolling Stones, the drums are to one side, the bongos come in elsewhere, the piano's on the other side of the room, and Mick Jagger's voice is right there in front center of the stage. Amazing. The Mamas and the Papas, Monday Monday, has that wall of sound feel popular at the time and is a wall that is wide, wide, wide. And yet when Denny Doherty leads in, he is right there in the center of the stage, right where he's supposed to be. One of my favorites is Chris Bodie, Italia, from the album with the same name. A duet with Andrea Bocelli, this also highlights a stand-up bass player and to a lesser extent a piano player, all with a full orchestra behind them. The three-dimensional stage with this recording on the CANVAS is as good as a high-end two-channel system can be, priced well beyond the CANVAS. Chris's trumpet is open and airy. Andrea Bocelli's voice soars and is dynamic, as it should be. And the orchestra behind them is, well, behind them. A fun demo track is The Race by Yellow, especially recorded live. The audience just surrounds you, and the entire audio performance is well outside the width, the height, even the depth of the speaker. The size of the image that the CANVAS HiFi speaker creates just cannot be explained in words. You have to hear the system to appreciate what it is doing. I find that when listening to the CANVAS system, time just slips by and I truly fall into the music. It is that engaging. And while the Bang Olufsen Harmony sounds good, and I mean really good, it just did not capture me in the way the CANVAS system does. Now let's talk value. Both systems are attractive, designed to blend into the room, and with interchangeable grills, the design options are impressive. The B&O Harmony is a statement piece, and its price reflects that. You're not just buying a speaker, you're buying a mechanical sculpture with audio built in. The CANVAS HiFi speaker, on the other hand, is far more affordable, as in about 1/4 the price of the B&O, with surprisingly few, if any, compromises. At the time of this video, the Bang Olufsen Harmony with the 65-inch LG TV has a US retail price in the $23,000 range. CANVAS HiFi systems for 55 to 77-inch televisions have a US price of $4,999. The price increases to $5,499 for the 83 or 85-inch models. Now, while the Canvas prices do not include the television, the difference in price is still dramatic. Add, say, $1,000 or $1,500 for a really nice TV, and you're still 75% less expensive than the Bang Olufsen Harmony. So what's the bottom line? If you're already deep in the B&O ecosystem, or it's going to be part of a 5 or 7 channel system with other Bang & Olufsen components, then that might be the system for you. But if you're after a high-end audio performance, simplicity, and a modern soundstage for movies and music, all in a single sleek box, the Canvas is a serious contender, especially at its price point. The Canvas system is much more DIY friendly as well. In the end, even taking price out of the equation, I simply prefer the Canvas system to the B&O Harmony, especially for music. The whole motorized experience with the B&O Harmony is cool, but is that worth the $17,000 premium? I don't know. That's up to you. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you like this review, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more real-world audio gear chats. Thanks for watching.